You don't need permission to document. That's the point of this episode. If you did the work, you're allowed to show the work. I'm Cyber and Chill, and these podcasts are meant to keep you focused on your long-term journey. Perfect for your commute or your coffee routine, because focus is key. This show helps you build proof, let progress compound, and shape a six-figure lifestyle with freedom and security. Let me say it again so it sticks. You don't need permission to document. Not from a manager, not from a platform, not from the part of your brain that wants to wait until everything is perfect. If you move the ball, capture it. Documentation is not bragging, it's accounting. Work happened, and a record exists. Talk fades, records stay. Memory is a leaky container. Artifacts are solid. When future you asks, what did I actually do this month? A page with dates and outcomes answers without stuttering. Think about how credibility forms. People don't just listen to what you claim, they notice what you can show. A short note about what changed and why. A paragraph that names the problem and the outcome. A few lines that link effort to effect. These aren't performances, they're receipts. Receipts travel farther than introductions. Let me repeat the thesis for anyone rejoining attention. You don't need permission to document. If the work is real, a trace of it should be real too. There's a quiet personal benefit. Clarity. Writing down what happened forces you to name the decision, the constraint, and the result. That naming sharpens judgment. It makes the next choice quicker because the previous one is visible. Documentation turns experience into a reusable tool. There's an external benefit, gravity. When others can see what you've shipped, prevented, or improved, they route relevant problems your way. Managers plan with more confidence. Teammates trust your estimates. Recruiters see fit faster. Gravity forms around proof. Think about the moments when progress stalls. Doubt creeps in. Days blur. You start to believe you're not moving. A simple log breaks that illusion. Even small entries stack. Small entries become a body of work. A body of work changes how you speak about yourself, from future tense to present tense. Let me run the message from a different angle. Private effort becomes public value when you write it down. Work done is good. Work shown is useful. This isn't about polishing a portfolio every night. It's about refusing to let finished hours vanish. It's about capturing enough detail to be honest and enough context to be understood. You can keep some notes private and some shareable. The principle is the same. If it isn't written, it didn't happen, at least not in the places where decisions get made. Mid-episode reminder, because repetition builds retention. You don't need permission to document. You are the author of your own receipts. Notice what documenting does to your posture in conversations. Instead of long explanations, you point to entries. Instead of promising potential, you reference outcomes. Here's when it changed. Here's what improved. Here's what we avoided. Calm follows evidence. Calm opens doors. There's also durability here. Tools rotate. Roles evolve. Notes endure. When you capture the problem, the reasoning, and the result, the surface can change and your value remains visible. Portability lives in the record. Another contrast to carry with you. Silence hides effort. Notes surface it. Silence assumes people remember. Notes remove the need. Silence asks for credit. Notes make credit obvious. If your aim is a calm, well-paid path, a pace you can sustain, and an income you can trust, let documentation be your quiet strategy. It reduces the distance between what you did and what others can recognize. It lowers the friction of interviews. It raises the ceiling of internal moves. It gives your future self something solid to build on. You might wonder, what if my work is small? Small is perfect. Small is honest. Small, repeated, becomes undeniable. A week of small entries beats a month of vanished effort. A single paragraph about a subtle fix beats a vague speech about how busy you've been. Make the invisible visible. one line at a time. Let me re-anchor the thesis once more. You don't need permission to document. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait for applause. Don't wait for a title. Capture the work because the work deserves it. Before we wrap, a quick invitation. If you want your routine to align with a steady, well-paid lifestyle, and you want reinforcement to keep turning finished hours into visible proof, follow my free newsletter. The link is in the bio or the description. I'll close where I opened because bookends build clarity. You don't need permission to document. Write the line, date the change, keep the receipts. Let the record tell your story while you keep doing the work.